Thank you, everyone, and welcome to our channel, MsGlory Broadcast, where we are reviewing the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, chapter by chapter. And today we've got the first book of the Bible, Genesis chapter 1, to review. If you have not been with us before, this is MsGlory Broadcast, just as I said. Stay tuned as we go through this Genesis chapter 1. If you've ever felt like your life is a bit of chaotic model, Genesis chapter 1 is the ultimate reminder that we serve a God who speaks order into void and light into darkness. It's not just an accident. God has created you. We are kicking off our journey through the Bible today with the very let there be light. Right, so we are at the very beginning. We start from the beginning of everything. Moses compiled these accounts for the Israelites as they were wandering in the wilderness. Think about their situation. They'd spent 400 years in Egypt, surrounded by the gods of Nile, the gods of the sun. Genesis chapter 1 was written to tell them, and us who are now listening, that those things aren't gods at all. They are mere creations. And historically, this test was massive for us, that the world was created by God and He owns it. It's saying the sun, the moon, and deities to be feared. They are just lamps that has been hanged up there by our loving Creator to help us find our way. Key highlights. There are three must-knows we need to kind of highlight in this chapter. The power of the word. In verse 3, God doesn't sweat or struggle. He speaks and God said. That's the power of the word. So there is an effortless authority God uses to set things in order, to put things into place, to call things into being. I don't know how chaotic your life has become. I don't know how disorganized your life is. I don't know the situation you might be going through, but a single word from the Creator can put everything in your life in order. The next thing we need to look at is from verse 1 throughout to verse 25. We notice the logic that God creates the spaces first, the seas before the fishes, the sky before the birds, the land before the animals or the trees. And then He fills them with life. He provides before He populates. And it shows God is a God of incredible foresight. So God created mankind in His own image. This is the academic and moral anchor of Western civilization. We aren't biological accidents. We didn't spring out of the Big Bang as people may be postulating. We were carefully created in the image of God, and that is our beginning as human beings. So you have inherent dignity because your Maker, who is God, has made His mark on you. The thing that really struck me this time around was the phrase, and there was evening and there was morning, the first day. In our modern world, we think the day starts when we wake up and start working. But then the biblical Hebrew mind, the day starts with evening. It starts with rest. God does the heavy lifting while we sleep. It's a total shift in perspective. We don't work for God's approval. We work from the rest He has already provided. That's a massive relief, isn't it? So, if your life feels tiring, if you are burdened, God is a God who gives rest. But look, we can't talk about the Creator without talking about the one who through whom all things were made. Guess who? Jesus. In the New Testament, John mentions Him that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word became flesh. In Him and through Him were all things made. So if your life feels formless, if it feels void, the invitation today is to stop trying to organize the chaos yourself. Surrender the script, surrender the broken pieces, surrender the bits and bobs of your life. Give it to the author of life. When we submit to Jesus, we aren't just allowing him to rule. We aren't just following religion. We are returning to the original design of Genesis chapter 1. So, what is your take home? What is your key lesson you have got from Genesis chapter 1? See you next time. In Genesis chapter 2, we are going to look at the very first relationship in human history and why things went so right and why things went so wrong. Until then, see you and bye bye.